Someone years ago had sort of suggested we made it into a movie, and I kind of pursued that idea. I met Graham King and I said, look, I'm going to try and make a movie of the series. And he said, well, make sure you come to me first when you get the script. We had a writer called Andrew Bovell, an Australian writer, very good. I think he went through 8 to 10 drafts of the script, and he did a great job of reducing the script to 120 pages, 2 hours. What happened was we could never get the third act right, because in the series, the character of Craven and the CIA operative Jedburgh go down into the mines to discover the illegal plutonium that's being manufactured down there. And of course, that's meaningless now. Nobody's interested in, so what? You're making plutonium. There's no drama in that. These days, really, people aren't interested. And so every version, we tried to get the wow factor of what they discovered down there. Well, of course, you can't discover anything that goes well.
He brought me the script, and we decided to give it a shot and develop it. And one night I was sitting at home and decided to call a good friend of mine, Bill Monahan, and told him a little bit about the series and said, I have the DVD of the series for you to watch, plus I have the script, and I'd love you to look at it. And about 4 days later, he called me up and he said, I love it.
I responded emotionally to the material. It was about a father and a daughter. I have a young daughter, and basically you just put yourself in the shoes of the protagonist. What would I do if this happened to me?
We knew we had to change a lot, and we knew that we could use the premise of the miniseries, and let's say the central plot.
What do you know about Nightflower?
But everything else had to be updated, and it had to be modern times. And Bill captured that.
At foundation level, the story is the same. You have the same kind of mystery and the same sort of emotions from characters, but I think you have to contemporize it somewhat and, you know, look into the era we're in.
The series really shouldn't hang over this film at all. It's only the premise. Andrew Bovell's brief had obviously been to condense the series. It was incredibly faithful to the Troy Kennedy Martin thing. It was a condensation to feature length of the entire Edge of Darkness series, with underground tunnels and the whole 9 yards, including attitudes that were definitely carried over from Thatcher's Britain, Greenham Common, that sort of thing. They gave me the script and I looked at it and I went, oh. You know, father-daughter. We took the premise and ran with it in a different way, different context, different country.
I did a lot of work with Bill on the script. We did a lot of adjustments before we started shooting. You have to treat it as a new movie. You can't think back and say, well, I did it this way, therefore I'm going to do it this way. I just treated it as though it was a completely new subject. I shot the movie in a very different style. The movie is shot very simply. There's no flashy camera work. It's very simple. It's very straightforward. And the reason for that is simply letting the characters do the storytelling, basically. I think the movie is more emotional as opposed to the series. I think the series is much more political. You know, the story is more a mosaic, if you will, of the political map at the time.
It was a challenge because you want to stay away from politics. This is not a movie about the Middle East. It's not a movie about Iran or Iraq or nuclear weapons being sold. That's not what we're trying to show an audience here. This is a story of a father who loses his daughter. And why did he lose his daughter? Bill managed to stick to that plot that Martin was so passionate about.